Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I am going to be going through one of our final poetry videos. I'm going to be talking about your poetry summative, which is going to be a poetry analysis paragraph. So we've done a lot of videos, we've done a lot of poems, we've annotated poems, we've TP casted poems, we've written about poems, analyzed in paragraphs, analyzed in sentences. So now what you're going to do is put all of that practice into your summative. So today, as you can see on my screen, is kind of the poetry summative, the poetry analysis paragraph assignment sheet. This will be attached to you. You will have this in front of you. But I wanted to just kind of go through this today so that kind of just step by step. We're gonna give this to you. We're not gonna do this as one step per day. You're gonna have a few days to work on this, but I'm just gonna kind of give it all to you at one time because it's not as lengthy. Typically, we would do a poetry essay or a mini essay with this, but due to distance learning, we decided to cut this down and it is going to be a poetry analysis paragraph. So you're welcome, but hopefully you guys will be able to handle that. And if you need help with anything, again, as always, reach out. So, going through this, you can see at the top it says, now that you've practiced analyzing poems in a variety of ways, you will be choosing your own poem to analyze and write a final poetry analysis paragraph. This will be your final summative assignment for your poetry unit. So, you're going to follow the step by step instructions to kind of complete this assignment. So I'm going to go through each of these steps, just talk a little bit about it, and hopefully that will help. So step one is essentially you need to choose a poem. So you need to pick a poem. We're going to allow you to pick any poem that you would like, as long as it's school appropriate. And then one other thing is that you can't do it based on a poem we have done in class already. So we did a handful of poems, but there are hundreds and thousands of poems out there. So we just ask that you choose a different one that we haven't done in class so far and that it is school appropriate. So once you've chosen your poem, you have you have the author of your poem. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do some pre-work with it. You're going to be doing some annotation, some TP casting of it, and kind of go through it. So step two says that you're going to write or print out the poem. So when you're looking at this poem, some of you will probably may just copy and paste onto a doc so that you can be working through it. Some of you might print that poem out at home if you have capability of printing. Some of you might just write it out on paper, depending on how long it is. So this work is for you to have and to use. So some of you like to annotate poems. We did some annotation and you like to just write all over those poems. Some of you like more of a TP cast kind of format where you kind of look at each of the things that you're analyzing and you're writing some sentences, some bullet points related to that. You get to choose with this, whatever is best for you and what's ever going to have you have the most success in analyzing your poem. Do what's best for you. So just kind of a note with that though, think about the things that as you're annotating or TP casting, you're going to be looking for theme. You're going to be looking for poetry devices that are used, how those poetry devices kind of enhance the poem itself, and making sure that there's text evidence to kind of support that theme and support those poetic devices. Okay, so that's some of the pre-work you're going to do. You're going to work through your poem, look at your poem, and go through that. So again, with this, we're not going to be turning in each step along the way. If you need help along the way, just reach out and we can kind of help you with some of those steps. But you're not going to turn each of these steps in as we go through. So once you have your pre-work, we have some essentially kind of a mini outline to help you kind of do a basis of everything that you're going to need in your paragraph. So that way you can kind of have your thoughts down and then you're just going to put those into paragraph form. So theme of your poem, you need to have a theme, a specific theme. You're going to have direct quotes in MLA. And as we scroll down, I kind of show you, I have some samples of how you cite poetry in MLA. So that will be able to do that. So you're going to give some explanation of your quotes, the connection of how your quotes kind of connect to your theme. You're going to need at least one poetry device. So, you might have more than one that you want to talk about, but you need to have at least one poetry device that is in your poem that you're showing. You're giving direct quotes to that device and then connecting it back to the theme and how it's related. So again, direct quotes related to that MLA and then the connection piece of that. So those are just some things that you can write down. You can type that up however you want, just to get your thoughts going with your poem and what you actually want to write about it. So then step 4 is to write your rough draft of your paragraph. So it's going to be, again, kind of that final paragraph. You're going to use your pre-work, you're going to use your pre-writing, any notes that you've taken, any annotation that you've done. Have all of that in front of you as you start to draft your paragraph. Things that you need in your paragraph. We have it listed out here exactly of what you need. So first thing, the paragraph is going to be approximately 8 to 10 sentences long. So, this isn't something where you're just making a list and putting things in there. It needs to be in formal paragraph sentence format, and you're going to have 8 to 10 sentences approximately. It has a thesis statement to kind of start. So that should have your poem title in it, the author of your poem, the theme, and the poetic device that you're using. So you're going to have that, and again, your thesis can be, 1 to 2 sentences long typically. Within that, then, within your body paragraph, you're going to show a theme. You're going to show a poetic device that's used, and then you're going to give direct quotes from the poem that support your theme and your poetic device. You're going to use MLA citations, and like I said, I will kind of scroll down and I'll get into details of what that looks like. You're going to be graded on organization. Is it in formal, paragraph? Is it organized? Does it start with a thesis statement? Does it kind of, once you're talking about your theme, are you talking about specific examples after that? So obviously it's only one paragraph, but you still have some organization within it. And then the last thing, formal style language control. Okay, this is edited. You're looking at it more than one time, looking for grammar, looking for spelling, looking for organization, making sure that you read through that multiple times before you actually turn it in. And then step 5 is proofreading it. So go through it. Again, look at your revisions. Is there anything that you should be adding to it? Did you follow all of the steps that needed to be taken? And make sure that your MLA is cited correctly. And then the final step is turning in on turnitin.com. So that is what you're going to be doing with that. If you scroll down here, there's kind of an MLA review with citing poetry. So it has kind of the idea of what you're actually given and what you actually need and what it would look like. So if at the top, this is kind of telling you what do you have within the poem. So here it says, like, what do you have? So what do I have? Does it have line numbers? Does it have page numbers? Does it not? And then then the second column kind of gives you how it would look. So if I had line numbers, this is how it would look. Okay. And then this is kind of an example. So these are just examples down here. And then I'll kind of scroll down. And so if there's no number, so it gives you, are there line numbers? Are there page numbers? Or are there no numbers? So that gives you just a review of what MLA would look like. So that should be everything. Again, if you have any questions or concerns with this, please reach out to your teacher. Just one more time, we're not turning this in step by step at all. You're just going to be going through all of those steps in the next few days, and then you're going to turn that in to turnitin.com as your final summative poetry paragraph. So good luck, have fun, choose a poem you enjoy. It'll be better to do that. And I wish you all well. Have a great day.